What's good, everybody? This is your Lethal Spark, John Peterson here, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Last time, we finished off the Fortune Cup arc and got started with the Dark Signer arc, teaching that piece of crap Sayer who's boss in the process. Now then, let's move on to our next duel, Mark of the Monkey. As Carly fell from the Arcania Movement building, she was absorbed by purple mist and vanished. Soon afterwards, the earth began to quake. Carly reappeared as a Dark Signer. You guys ready to see why I waifu this journalistic chickie? Get out of my building! But I am here to ask you for a rematch, Sayer. I must be seeing things! Is that you, Carly? But you fell! The Dark Signers are actively recruiting duelists to join their cause, and they chose yours truly. And that's bad news for you. Carly and Sayer began a shadow duel, and a series of quakes continued to hit the Arcadia Movement Tower. Sayer was defeated by Dark Signer Carly and seemingly fell to his doom on top of Arcadia headquarters. Slay, Queen, slay! During the battle, Earthbound Immortal Asela Piscu was summoned and began destroying the entire building. Fortunately, Leo, Luna, Bolt, and Tenzin used this opportunity to escape from Arcadia HQ. Luna! How did you guys find me? This is the 8th door Bolt is knocked in. I need to break the glass to get to Leo. Leo, you alright? Where's Luna? Is she okay? I'm right in front of you, Leo. Oh, I'm so glad you're safe. It's not like I'm helpless without you. So, what am I doing in this room? I don't know, but let's not talk about it right now. Meaning, let's get out of here! Akiza managed to escape the collapsing building with the rest of Yusei's friends, and the Earthbound Immortals vanished along with the Dark Signers. Elsewhere in New Domino City, a newly detained Greiger received a surprising rescue. Huh? Who are you? The name is Divak. I know what Goodwin did to you, Greiger, to your village. I know you're angry, and I know you still want revenge. I can help you get that revenge. Come with me. Meanwhile, Yusei Fudo and the rest of the signers met with Goodwin to discuss recent events. Let me give you a history lesson. Thousands of years ago, a huge war was fought when the Crimson Dragon defeated the Army of Shadows. Afraid that the Shadows would one day return to destroy the world, the Crimson Dragon locked them underground. Magic symbols were carved into the earth, trapping their essence for millennia. In time, the Shadows were forgotten, and their prison became a tourist destination known as the Nazca Lines. But the Shadows weren't willing to stay defeated. They wanted revenge, which they are now getting with the help of the Dark Signers. I believe some of you have already experienced the Dark Signers' dangerous monsters firsthand. You must mean the Earthbound Immortals. Yes, their strength is staggering, for they contain the very power of the Army of Shadows. We get it, that bot. Let's just talk him out. Our task goes far beyond beating an enemy. It's a rescue operation for all those poor people who have been corrupted by the powers of darkness. After talking with Goodwin, the Signer team headed into Satellite in order to stop the Dark Signers. The Signer team split up, each setting out to battle a different Dark Signer, each with their own motivations. The Dark Signer Divak had taken Ancient Fairy Dragon and was keeping it from Luna. In an attempt to find and rescue her Ancient Fairy Dragon, Luna transported it into the spirit world. While Leo searched for Luna, he came across Divak and was pulled into a duel against the Dark Signer. Who are you? You're not a Signer. What are you doing here? I'm here to duel you. That is if you think you're strong enough to take me on. Is this some kind of joke? Where's the little girl? Why isn't she here? I told her to come. Well, she's busy. You're gonna have to duel me instead, mister. I may not be a Signer, but that doesn't mean I can't rock a deck. I applaud your enthusiasm, but I'm afraid you simply do not have the power to match me, boy. If you insist on being destroyed, so be it. I think I got just the tools for the... Gotta have the right tool for the job. Nice. I'm about to end this man's whole career right here. Oh yeah, that's real adorable there, D-back. That's real heckin' wholesome for the family-friendly archetype. I just did what was called a 2-for-1. I believe we call that a 2-for-1 deal. Oh, that'll keep him from summoning his Earthbound Immortal. Hopefully. In fact, I don't think I'll ever even see his Earthbound Immortal unless it's in Duel Links. Good fucking mouth. Really? Really, boy? Oh my god. Who's gonna tell him that he's gonna get Thanos? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna heckin' tell him? And you did. Luna returned from the spirit world and regained Ancient Fairy Dragon. With Leo and Luna's combined power, they were able to defeat Divac. This is a total happy ending moment. Except this isn't the ending. Leo, you were really great. You crybaby. Alright, this is fun. This is totally fine. You know, Leo, that duel was not easily won, my dude. Game recognized, game and all that. Alright, next we got a whale of a ride. After D-Vac was defeated in the Shadow Duel, Greiger appeared as the new Dark Signer. He set out to battle against Yusei, but he found one of Yusei's old friends instead. Get out of my way! Sorry, pal, but you're not going anywhere. I'm looking for Yusei. Well, you found Crow, and you're not going anywhere until we duel. You're challenging me? Get real. You're not a signer. The only thing that matters is that you're a Dark Signer, and it means you're gonna pay for what you did. Your giant monster and your freaky dark fog has taken everyone from Satellite, including the orphans I was taking care of. They were just innocent kids. They didn't do anything to you, but I guess that's just how you guys operate. Well, not anymore, pal. I'm gonna stop you. Since you're so determined to destroy yourself, I'll oblige you. Probably gonna go for that Earthbound Immortal out of the gate. Huh, guess not. I know what SK is capable of doing in this field. I gotta yeet that thing as quickly as possible. Alright. Done. During the duel, Greiger realized that his true enemy wasn't the Signers or Goodwin. Greiger attempted to forfeit the duel, but the power of the shadows would not allow him. After the battle was won, Greiger was gravely injured while saving Crow from collapsing debris. Why did you risk your life for me? Because you risked yours so my family and friends could return to their homeland. Greiger. You must continue to fight the Dark Signers. Stay strong and save your family. You can count on it, Gregor. Done. Next Duelist, score to settle. Yusei once again confronted his old friend Callan to help discuss the score. Good to see you, old friend. I see that you got your duel runner up and running again. I was afraid you weren't going to give me the opportunity to settle the score after you sold me out. You got it all wrong. I'm no traitor. I have no time for your lies. But I do have time to send you straight to the netherworld. I know the real you's still in you, Callan. It's time I get him back. Not like you to leave one card in your hand, Alright. You say I spent years hating you and planning my revenge. I let my anger devour me, and I willingly gave myself to the darkness. But in beating you, you did what you set out to do. You saved me. Callan, don't back down, you say, no matter what happens. Push the shadows back to where they belong. I can get through this part. Oh, my constant sniffles. Alright, Destiny's Gale. Yusei rushed to meet Roman, the leader of the Dark Signers and Rex Goodwin's brother. Yusei thought this would be their final showdown. I'm glad you made it. I thought you would be too torn up over what I did to your friend. What I did? Callan chose his own path. I'm not responsible for that. If anyone's to blame, it's you, Roman. You took advantage of a messed up kid. There's no need to get worked up. I wasn't blaming you. We all did what Destiny wanted us to do. You were meant to destroy your friend, just as I was meant to destroy your father. My father? How fascinating. The Signer hoping to defeat me is Professor Fudo's son. You're up against a force you can't begin to comprehend. A force awoken by your father. 20 years ago, your father discovered planetary particles. These particles act like planetary gears. binding otherwise unrelated particles to one another. Your father's team began conducting experiments using planetary particles to build and manipulate greater molecular structures. This led to the discovery of NRD and the creation of the NRD reactor. That's when Rex and I joined his team as research assistants. Everyone was excited about the possibilities the reactor was presenting. The research was proceeding smoothly until that fateful day. Every time we conducted a test with the NRD reactor, unusual weather events descended on New Domino City. Worried, the professor wanted to put a stop to the experiments and shut the reactor down. I wasn't happy to say the least, so I did some investigating. I discovered that in the far-off Nazca lines, similar weather conditions were happening at the same time as our tests. So I decided to journey to the Nazca lines to find out as much information as I could. I heard of a local legend where every 5,000 years, powerful spirits rise up in battle there. The Nazca lines were said to be the evil spirits that were sealed away, defeated by the Great Dragon during their last battle. I drove out to seek these lines for myself, where I met a man from Iliaster. Iliaster? He somehow knew of the NRD experiments and said they needed to continue. That's when I heard something unexplainable. It wasn't a voice like me talking to you. It wasn't words. The voice made me understand that the NRD reactor had the power to break the seals of the Nazca lines and release the army of shadows. It was Destiny's instrument, and the voice convinced me that I was the one to play it. I ousted Professor Fudo and destroyed the NRD reactor, leading to Zero Reverse, a cataclysm so devastating that it split New Domino City in two and opened the door to the Netherworld. So the history books were wrong. It wasn't my father's fault that the city was destroyed. No, you say. Your father was a self-righteous boor who couldn't see the magnificence of the NRD reactor. He was a failure, and you will be too, for I shall resurrect the king of the Netherworld. Your ambition is terminal, Roman. I need to make sure he doesn't summon that damned Uru. I told you, Roman. Your ambition is terminal. You really think it's over? Unless you defeat all of the Dark Signers by sunset, the King of the Netherworld will still resurrect. Sad thing is, he's not wrong. Alright. Alright. It's almost that time, so after this duel, we shall call it a night. And we're done. So if you all like what you saw, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe with those notifications turned on. This has been your Lethal Spark, John Peterson, telling you all to take it easy and to tell you that you are all breathtaking.